Hello, all you media lovers. Welcome to a wonderful little podcast, a brand new reimagining of Lux Crew and Zom Squad. It is formed by us four beautiful people and some gorgeous gameplay you have right here. Let's welcome your faces to Insurgency Entertainment. I am MadLobster17, and I'm joined by all of us are co-owners and co-hosts of this podcast. There is not one host. We are all in this together. That was not a High School Musical reference. I just really wanted to say it. There we go.
You gotta.
But welcome your faces to Insurgency Entertainment, guys. This is going to be a brand new podcast. I'm joined by Lux.
You hesitated there. Yes.
I was like,
someone just fucked me off.
Me,
So I'm joined by Lux, ItsZenithal Carnage, and AsteroidDelta. How are you guys doing? Del was tired. Right, so Del was tired. Zen just wants to play his VR, and Lux is chippy.
I just don't know. He's got PlayStation VR.
He's got VR, and he's very
is
happy.
running at like negative FPS, and I don't honestly know why. Some BO4 gameplay from when me and Kingdom Hops did the Blow the Dead Easter egg.
There you go.
Some topics, please.
Right, before we do, we need to do a little bit of an explanation of what this podcast is. So, essentially, I run my own little podcast called Zom Squad, and Lux and his two hosts Zen and Delta, ran one called Lux Crew. And we decided to kind of rebrand them all and make this brand new one. And we're all very, very excited to probably get started into it. And we're hoping this is something that's going to go on for a very, very long time. So, I'm excited. How about you guys?
I'm just wondering why there's a picture of, I believe it's Johnny J in the...
Yeah, that is Johnny J. That's because Delta has nothing better to do with this time. But I'm super excited.
Really?
For
You're
this.
referring to the poster, huh? Yeah, I got you. He still has that in his car. I feel underappreciated for that one.
So we got a little bit of Johnny J joining us as well.
I'm sorry, I get easily distracted, everybody. I have ADHD, but anyway. In our Discord,
Johnny
fine.
J
It's all
25.
fine.
First in the world on every map.
Yep. He is the master of all Easter eggs.
But yeah, I'm super excited to do this, guys. And so to touch on like what this is basically this podcast is going to be about not just gaming, not just movies or TV series. It's going to be a little bit of everything, and we are all equally responsible and like we all have an equal say and an equal part into this whole thing, the decision-making process, everything. So we all like anything where you're just like, why did they do this topic or why didn't they do that? You can blame all of us, not just one of us.
Yep. Every decision that's coming in with this podcast is a joint one between all four of us. There's never one person singled out, and that's never ever going to be the case. If that is the case, then well, I think this is all going to go to shit. So there you go. There's Johnny J. Joining us in.
There we go.
Hey,
Johnny J25.
Johnny J25.
We out here.
But anyways, after that,
and to clarify, Lobster's version of this is going to have all of our face cams. My version of this, because I am technologically impaired, is just going to have different images. And in our guest spot, I put a photo of Not So Rad Awesome 27. So.
Okay, well the guest box will come in due time. We're hoping to have many guests on this podcast in the future, and I'm sure some of them will be fantastic. Well, actually, no, I scratched that. I'm sure all of them are going to be fantastic.
They're going to be fantastic.
They're going to be fantastic.
Just like John's excited for the future.
We got some topics, lads.
We've got. Where's my little notepad gone?
All right, we're just gonna.
Brought to you by Coca-Cola. Not actually brought to you by Coca-Cola though.
Right, so first topic. Obviously, Black Ops 4 had its recent Operation Spectre rising up from the grave and taking control of Blackout multiplayer and zombies. Zombies got the brand new Super Wolf Dead Moon Bloods Sickly Man Gauntlet, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, that gauntlet name is ridiculous.
I got the
gotta
name
say.
is stupid.
Super Blood Moon.
Super Blood. Hang on, I've got it written down here. Super Blood Wolf Moon Gauntlet.
Like, couldn't they just call it the Blood Moon?
It's like try saying that 10 times when you're drunk. Oh, I got it. That's literally trying to say it when you're drunk.
Shit.
I'm hunting rabbits.
And obviously Blackout had its major update with the Hydro Dam being destroyed, which was a pretty cool, neat feature, and majority of the map has been flooded by water here, there, and everywhere. Cargo's been completely tipped on its side, and the boat's kind of drowning, like, save me! And factory and a bunch of other locations have been flooded as well. So, what do
I didn't
you
even know that.
What do you guys?
I'm out of the loop.
The one question I do have is this operation. Is I recently just rewatched the trailer for what is it called? The Operation Grand Heist. I recently just watched that trailer, right? And comparing that trailer to the Spectre Rising trailer, in my opinion, there was quite a big difference. And this trailer didn't feel kind of as hyped as what the Operation Grand Heist one did. What do you guys think of that? Like, you guys find it?
I mean, I thought so. My biggest thing was I honestly didn't even know this was happening until like the day before, because I don't know for sure if that was the day that they released the trailer there, but I think it is. And I was like, all right, good decision. And then I don't know. I thought it was weird because like when I did the update and I saw the Hydro Dam was like blown up, I was like, okay, but like what caused that, and why was there no why didn't they do like during some of the updates leading up to this? Why didn't they do like little things where it's like, oh, there's a crack now in the Hydro Dam, or like, you know, some sort of something to be like, hey, this is happening, kind of like again, it's not the best to compare it to other games, but like when Fortnite did the big cosmic cube thing, it was like the skybox or whatever was cracking or whatever, right? So I was like, I was kind of a little bit let down with that, but I didn't really mind that. Difference though that you're probably noticing, Lobster, between the two is probably because Grand Heist was just like everything getting a little bit of an update, whereas Spectre Rising was a lot more focused to do with Spectre and like the introduction of Spectre and then the new bounty hunter mode. I will say this though, when it comes to that whole, again, with the Hydro Dam being blown up, I was very shocked in a way, because the first little island. So as you're coming out of Hydro Dam via the water,
yes, yeah, I know the island,
bridges
yeah.
on each side. I was like, okay, if the Hydro Dam really did burst, I feel like that whole, like, basically it's the Rivertown Island. Like, I feel like that whole island would have been a lot more fucked up. Like, you know, the little mini bridge that you can go under or on. I was like, basically just like a walkway over the water. And why are the houses that are the closest to the Hydro Dam not just completely gone, you know, or like flooded and stuff like that? So there was a few things where I was like, could have done a little bit different, I think, but overall, I think it's pretty cool. Like, I don't know if you guys have played him at all in the MP, but he's fucking dope.
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah.
not
He's
as good,
Spectre's
though.
a she,
Yeah,
by the way. She's
No,
awesome.
I think it's a guy. I think it's
Yeah,
a guy.
yeah, but Spectre is not as good as they were in BO3, but they're still pretty damn dope.
Yeah,
How do you know
that's
Spectre's female? Because of the what is it, Specialist HQ?
Well, that's the theory, though. We don't actually have any proof that that's Mason's granddaughter or whatever. That's just the theory, the working
I
theory
thought
at the
it was
moment. We
proven.
don't.
Specialist HQ made it pretty clear, I thought.
Well, the evidence is very, very, very much in favor of that being the case, but there's no actual proof being like, yes, this is Spectre. It was more like, hey, it's she, like, she has the metal jaw, and she has like an augmented sort of voice, and she has a voice that sounds similar to Spectre's, but
I don't
I
think
don't think there's any
I
real
don't think it's
proof
her
of it.
still. I think it's a guy character because like when Spectre gets shocked by like Tempest and stuff, it sounds exactly like a guy, like the transmogrifier has been
I
somehow
know,
like
but like
disabled
every
for a
character
brief
makes the
time.
same noise. Even
Well,
Zero and
no, it's like
Alpha
it
make the
sounds
same
like a guy. No, no, no.
noise.
When they get shocked and stuff, they sound like it'll sound like really light and stuff, like a girl, or it will sound like a guy.
Yeah, but
It
to be
doesn't sound
fair
like any of
though,
those things.
to be fair though, the other thing about it is that so in BO3 in the MP, whenever you did like the character stuff and you got to like their gold outfit or whatever the fuck, you get like you'd be able to flip their card around and you'd be able to listen to little audio reels and stuff, and Spectre would talk about having a form of a relationship or something or other with Ruin, like loving him almost, which is something that if you again compare notes to the Specialist HQ, we kind of get hints at as well from Mason's
Oh
granddaughter.
yeah. I kind of get that.
So
It's understandable.
I think Spectre is Mason's granddaughter, the good one.
yeah, like the evidence is heavily stacked in favor of Mason's granddaughter being Spectre, but it's not empirically 100% proven yet. I'd say like the odds are like 80-20.
Well, I mean, with enough evidence there, it's easy to build a story behind
You know.
it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's kind of what Treyarch kind of wants anyways, is like, you gotta think, Spectre's one of the like bigger favorites of the original BO3 specialists, because
Oh
like that was
yeah.
the first one that was the first thing I perma unlocked in BO3 multiplayer was Spectre. I didn't go
Nice.
for a gun, I didn't go for a perk, I was just like fucking Spectre.
Yeah, as a knife only person on freaking multiplayer, someone likes to go around stabbing people. Spectre's the best.
Saber.
For a
mean,
knife
what?
person,
Now,
that is,
I don't do that anymore, okay? I ditched that account because it got reset. I was so
damn.
pissed. I was like 5th prestige knife only, 6th prestige, something like that.
That's dedication. To be knife only, during all that, that's dedication.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome. Hang on, just need to-
But how about you, Zen and Delta? Have you guys played the new Operation?
Yes, I
It's
have.
still
It's
updating
so
for
much
me. I want to see
fun.
where it's at actually. Where's my
I
controller?
love it. It's so good.
Okay, any particular
My
parts you like?
question is, my question to you guys is what do you think about the fact that, like, you know how each specialist has its own like throwable thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that Spectre's is like a smoke bomb that highlights enemies. Smoke bomb. Like he had invisibility in BO3 when this is supposed to take place like only 20-ish years before BO3,
Mhm.
and his like throwable is a smoke grenade. Like the highlighting thing is cool, but like, why a smoke grenade?
Okay.
Why not,
I
like,
suppose it's like, you know,
Because they want to hide in the shadows.
yeah, it's easy for someone to disappear during, like, through a smoke grenade. I've seen it done many times, not just in multiplayer, but in Blackout as well. Like, you'll be like on a 1v1 against somebody, and then all of a sudden a smoke grenade will appear, and then they'll just disappear. Before you know it, they're kind of driven to the other side, or they're running away. It's easy to kind of disappear when a smoke grenade comes up, and that's kind of the idea behind it. Camouflage, smoke, you know, like shadow in the wind type deal.
Also, I want to point out with the bounty hunter mode, as soon as you get the Spectre sword, you're basically the most overpowered thing in the world, because the lunge on that fucking thing, the lunge on that thing is basically Commando from fucking MW fucking 2 remastered into this fucking game. It's ridiculous. You just don't want to land near anyone like ever in that fucking game.
I played on a stream I done Tuesday. I played I think it was 4 games of Bounty Hunter, and every single time I died from a Spectre. And it's because when they're doing like their, you know, roly poly olies and they're dodging bullets left, right, and center, you might as well just be firing at a ghost, because you might be damaging them a little bit, but before you know it, they will attack you. And I've got to say, I think it was the 3rd game, one of the Spectres was hiding in one of the cabin trailers at Fracking Tower, and he literally came around the corner and sliced me up good, but I shat myself. He appeared out of nowhere, and I was just like, ugh. Like, they're easy to creep up on you. Trust me.
Yeah. I find that bounty hunter mode is just very like, if you land near anybody, you're very, very screwed. And one other missed opportunity I wish they would have done is at cargo docks there, because you know how all the shit is like in the water now.
Yeah.
I wish they would have like made one of the crates of the swimmable area like actually have some really, really good loot like all the time, but it's like super hard to get to because it's underwater and you might drown yourself. I thought that would be cool, but I know they haven't done that, even though they have a few that are completely underwater.
Yeah, I think the other thing they've done is it's pretty decent. It's nice to have like a big. It's alright with them like adding a location here and there. Then obviously we've had the secondary map Alcatraz as its own separate thing. But for them to do,
dude, I wish they didn't take that out. I like that so much.
We've got it
that
back
was my
though.
favorite so far.
We've got it back though.
Do we?
Well, I'm sure we do. Like Xbox has got Bounty Hunter as the main playlist, but it's still got Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to check. I haven't.
I'm pretty sure Activision. No, I'm pretty sure Treyarch tweeted it out and said Alcatraz will be coming back on. I think it was May 7th or something like that. Like they were bringing it back because fans were just like, give me Alcatraz. Me personally, I want Hot Pursuit back. I love that game mode.
Which one?
Hot Pursuit.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
That was an awesome game mode. I think it's
By
just
the way,
because of the
Prop Hunt
redeploy.
is so much fun.
I'm playing that later on tonight.
Oh hell yeah.
Prop Hunt is a grand time.
Like
I'm playing it right
I
now.
haven't gotten to play any of this.
Oh,
I 300% think that the Alcatraz map for Blackout was better than Mob of the Dead or Blood of the Dead combined.
How dare
yeah, because
you?
it was the entire island.
How
It was the
dare
entire island. It was the entire island, and I wasn't forced to be sitting there having to listen to a lot of depressing fucking quotes from Primus being like, "We are going to die, sad face." Like
Sad
I get it, I
face.
know.
Sad face. Insert sad face emoji.
I can just imagine like Nikolai going sad face.
you? Good.
I'm pretty sure he has like the original Nikolai, like back in like I think BO1. I think he has some sort of quote about face. I don't think he says sad face, but I think he says something like happy face or something.
He has so many.
I don't know.
He has so many unique quotes, but I think the one I will like this kind of. There's two that I will always remember, even after the Aether storyline is concluded. One of them is back in World of War. When he gets the flamethrower from the box, he's just like, "Hey guys, look, I'm gonna light my breath on fire." And then there's one from Black Ops 1 in Ascension, with the Matryoshka dolls, and he's just like, "I had sister used to make these. She's a bitch." Like he's got such iconic.
Oh, my favorite. I'll always remember a Richtofen quote where it was like, he gets the ray gun out of the box, and he's like, "Oh, it even has a can opener."
Even as a can opener. Oh dear.
Tale of Two Dempseys. Starts short, starts slow, but has a happy ending.
That's a happy end.
Starts slow, but it's a happy
I mean,
ending.
Dempsey's my favorite character overall, but I still love that Richtofen quote.
There's so many quotes that really stand out. Like Lux, what's one of your favorite quotes out of the zombie characters?
Probably the one that I always think of are like mostly Richtofen quotes, but like I think the one that always stands out to me, and I don't know why, is "Your screams are so erotic." Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just like, and because I know it's Nolan North, I just imagine him saying it, and I'm just like,
God
Yeah.
damn it, Nolan.
that was probably. Yeah, I was like, that's probably an improvised line that Nolan did, and Treyarch probably just loved it, and they're just like, let's keep it.
I remember during not Mob of the Dead, what was it? Oh my god. Not Dawn of the Dead. What's the map with George Romero? I
Call
can't
of the
remember the name
Dead.
of it. I'm drawing a blank.
It's called
Call of the Dead. Thank you. I feel like a zombies noob right now. I played the map when it released, god damn it. During Call of the Dead, when like Richtofen is like I can't remember the exact quote, but it was like because you're a bitch. Because like when no, I can't remember exactly the exact Richtofen quote, but like you like that, Nikolai? Yeah, because you're a bitch.
That's
And
not
he's
a
Oh
bad,
yeah,
that's not a bad
like
impression,
the Family
actually.
Guy.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Or I also like from Call of the Dead too. When like when George is just chilling, and he's just walking around, and you just hear, "We're all friends here.
We're
Come
all
out and play." He's
Let's
just
get
like,
some
Yeah,
"No,
more.
forget
go away."
George. May that man rest in peace. Great director.
Yes,
Hell
he's
yeah.
definitely
yeah.
directed some of the best zombie films of all time.
Yeah.
There's no
He's the
I
denying
have an
godfather
it.
of
autograph
all
from Tom Savini, the dude who did the makeup.
He was an iconic guy, and the movies. I mean, they called him the zombie god, for God's sake. Like, it's not
Yeah, George
it's
Romero
not
was
surprising.
amazing, man.
He was an awesome guy. But do you guys? I mean, if they ever did remaster Call of the Dead, do you think they would bring him back or put in something different?
I don't think they would bring him back if they remastered Call of the Dead, because
If they
I
did,
don't know. I
I
feel like that would, it would add a layer of like the dude's dead, like,
yeah.
and like people hated George when that map came out.
Oh,
I was one of them.
If they had some PO left over,
they
maybe
hated
they'd
him.
throw that in. But
I don't think they want people. I don't think they want a new generation going. Fuck you, George.
yeah, exactly.
Like they want a new generation respecting the man. Maybe they'll like give him the Leroy treatment and have him
Yeah.
give him a grave or something.
Yeah, make him like iconic or
Okay.
iconographied.
Like
That's not a word,
give
but
a send off to that crew. Like have like the Easter egg involve like
Yeah.
them being like buried around the map or something, because that
Speaking of
crew
buried.
was a good crew. Those are all great actors.
Speaking of buried, by the way, what did we think of Ghost Town add-on
Speaking
for
of the
Blackout?
word buried.
Yeah, speaking of buried,
I
best map ever.
thought it was all right. You know, to me, it was just like another.
I like it.
Like like I am a massive fan of Wild West films, like cowboys, steam trains, revolvers, all that sort of stuff. Like standoffs.
English.
I love those films. I think they're absolutely fantastic. But when Ghost Town came into Blackout, I was happy it was added. But but another part of me was just like, it's just another location they've added. But in terms of buried, I think all that does is just gives us a clear sign that it's going to come in the Zombie Chronicles 2.
I think the biggest problem with it though is this. Is that well, I don't know. It's just like I find it fun, yes, but I don't go there. I never go there
Well,
now.
I think it suffers from the same thing as Asylum and all the other places that are like really cool that you want to go to because they're zombie locations. The problem is that they're zombie locations and everyone loves the zombie locations because there's a chance for really fucking good loot.
Yes.
So you just don't want to land there because every time you land there, you're just gonna be like fucking
You always
dead.
want to land in like the off locations.
Exactly.
Yeah, because if you land there right
Ghost
away,
Town
you're gonna
anymore.
fucking die.
Like whenever I would play Blackout, it would always be the where Asylum is. If you're coming sort of Ghost Town way, there's a little set of houses which they expanded on. Me and my friends used to like to land there quite a lot, and now the little location that they've added near construction site, we like to go there now. But to be honest, out of all of the zombie locations, if I was to pick one to land, it would probably be Diner, just because it's low key.
Yeah, Diner,
it's not
like
named
all
on the
people who
map.
land there are like people who are smart, really.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
So
you actually get decent loot.
I have a good question for you guys. To like by accident change the topic, but I was just thinking about it.
Yeah, go on.
We all follow Lex on Twitter, right? All of us.
Yes.
Yes.
I have been on the twatter, yes.
The
Did you guys see the photo that he posted yesterday?
Who posted?
Lex.
Lex.
Oh, Lex? I didn't see that, no.
Yeah. Okay, so what it is you know the hard pills to swallow meme?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so what Lex posted was hard pills to swallow. Next one is zombies can never return to the glory days because we have all
Oh,
grown
I
up.
saw
Lots of our
that.
friends
Yeah.
have moved on to other games and have taken the spotlight, and the community is a fraction of what it was. What do we think about it?
I think for some that's true. For others, it's not.
It's
Interesting.
like, hang on, let me see if I can
I
get
think
that up.
that's an opinion-based statement. In all
Yeah,
honesty,
and his commentary of it was just the hardest pill to swallow. It's been a great run.
This one here. Zombies can never return to the glory days because we have all grown up. Lots of our friends have moved on. Other games have taken the spotlight, and the community is a fraction of what it was. Now, I partially agree with this because, in the sense of the community, he is completely 100% right. The community is nowhere near like what it was now.
yeah.
Like, there's so many people who have bunked off Black Ops 4 just because, oh, it's a shit game, the maps are terrible, there's no replayability. I actually made a video about this, talking about Black Ops 4, and it's got more replayability than people care to realise.
Yeah,
because
Ancient Evil itself is just a great
Ancient
map.
Evil is a fantastic map, but just in terms of like the gauntlets, the rush mode, the customization, there is just so much that you can experiment with, like the
Yeah.
custom mutations as well. And I spoke about that in the video, but in terms of the actual community, yeah, he's completely right in the sense that the community it's not what it was. But in terms of it can never return to the glory days, I partially disagree with this because you bringing an event like E4C, it's just going to bring that community back.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And something like
So-
Zombie Chronicles 2 will probably do the same.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so the reason I bring it up is because I actually only saw it like apparently 4 hours ago, and I retweeted it with a comment to which I said, in quotation,
Quotations.
and like seriously, there are plenty of people who didn't start playing zombies until maybe BO2 or BO3 or even BO4, right? And for those like, and I said, stop trying to act like because it's over for you, it's over for all of us. Now I've been playing since World of War, and yeah, I don't play Black Ops 4 every single day. I also don't play BO3 like ever. And I don't really play Call of Duties as a whole every single day. But that's not because I don't like the games and I think zombies is dead. For me, it's just about the fact that I have other shit to do with my life right now. And when I get the chance and when I want to, I play it and I enjoy it. And for me, the biggest thing is like you're a huge influencer like Lex, and you're basically telling everyone that like this game is dead, and you're just shoving that opinion down their throats whether or not they agree or not. And I think it's just like if you
And then
think
people
that
are
way,
take on that opinion as their own.
exactly, and if you think that way, that's cool, but like don't force other people to think the way you think, because it's just like that's not the way to do it. And I think like Lobster, I 300% agree with you when he's referring to the community not being like the same as it was because of the size. I agree.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Is if we actually get, I think what that will lead to is we might get like a re-emergence or like another like almost renaissance of zombies coming back, because we went from a small community of like a few, thousand people to in BO3 and just before BO4 we were like the thing.
Yeah.
And then now we're shrinking back down to that few thousand people that are just hardcore base. And if we get a really good entry into the series that really shakes shit up in a good way, it'll just happen again, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it's like
I just
people take. I've seen people be really harsh on YouTubers like Queen, but you look at a person like Glitching Queen, like regardless of all the shit that she's done in the past, she is probably nowadays probably one of the most hardcore zombie players that you can find in the community right now, because she is still out there. She's finding stuff. She's putting out guys. She's making update videos on zombies. All of these other YouTubers, they've gone off and they've done their own thing, which I'm not saying that's a bad thing. You play what you want to play. Games are entertainment. But it's like, don't go out of your way to make someone feel bad because they are posting zombies. it's still a major thing, and it still gets in money regardless.
Well, yeah, and I think it's really interesting because a lot of people now, like, you know, back in BO3, like the two top people you'd go to for guides were Dalek and Milo, but
Yes,
now the top, I would argue the top person you go to now for guides is probably Glitch, man.
I
I go
completely
to
agree.
him. I go to him because he's got like 3-4 minute long videos, and he straight to the point. This is how you do it. This is where the things are. Like, he makes Milo's no nonsense guys look like they're full of nonsense, and it's a little bit weird. And
Yeah.
it's just like,
I think
damn.
like when they say no nonsense, and then they say if you want to learn to do this, please go down to my description and do the and like watch this video. That's nonsense.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
actually I like the Codename Pizza's guides, because his guides, like in his guides of like how to solo the Easter egg, he tells you how to do
Yeah, yeah,
everything in one video. And
yeah,
everything
exactly.
he does it every step of the Easter egg. Like he'll tell you how to upgrade all the gauntlets in one Easter egg or in one video, not in one Easter egg. You get my point. Like
Yeah, I get your point.
I
Yeah,
like those
I
guys.
did the Voyage of Despair Easter egg in solo based off of his video. Yeah, it's, but like if say I'm like in the middle of a game and I'm like, shit, I don't know how to do this, I'd be like, Glitch, and just go and look at his video because he
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
has that. And the other thing too, I don't know if they do this like retroactively, like after the fact, or how they do it, but I feel like a lot of Milo's now, I don't know because I'm not honestly subscribed to him, but like I know he streams them all when he's doing like the hunting for the quests. And I think he just like
Yeah.
retitles the one where he actually finishes the whole quest and just retitles that the walkthrough. Like, this map walkthrough Easter egg, and it's just like, but like when you were streaming it, it was just like you were hunting, and now because it's the one you actually completed it on, it's different, question mark.
Yeah, because
But
like and all the steps are there. I get what you mean.
yeah, so I don't know, but I just wanted to get your guys' opinion on that because it was just like, because
I mean,
again, I think we're gonna get back to this state of like just before BO3 where we were, where like our biggest sort of creators were kind of not really present, and then it made for this atmosphere where small people like Glitch and these other people will just end up becoming our new top creators because they're there, they're present, and they're, you know, gaining this fan base.
it's. I think at this point in time, it's safe to say that we're never gonna have such a peak of a zombies community as what we did with Zombies Chronicles. Like that was probably the highest peak we are ever gonna get to, and I really can't see us reaching that ever again, even with the Zombie Chronicles 2. And I think just because this was like this kind of came out of nowhere, Jason was like, oh hey, here's 8 remastered maps for your liking. But
Yeah,
now like before the game even came out at where was it? I think it was Comic-Con. One guy straight up asks, "Have you ever thought about doing a Zombie Chronicles 2?" And Jason's like, "I'll think. Now we're gonna get it." Like,
No, he was
yeah,
like, "Would you guys want that?" And everyone's screaming, and then he was like, "I'll think about it."
just for you, I'll think about
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
But
it was really
yeah,
funny.
I agree with that, Lobster. Is that we probably reached the peak. But I don't think it's necessarily impossible for us to get there again. Fuck. But I think the likelihood is unlikely. Mainly due to the fact that like a lot of the, because like there's only so many more maps they can remaster, right?
True.
You know, they did most of what I would say are like the best maps that people really enjoy already. Like, what maps are left that haven't been remastered? They're like super big fan favorite maps that haven't been done already. We got Call of the Dead. We got Call of the Dead and Buried. And like the
But
few
then
people that
again,
really like Die Rise and like the survival maps of like Transit maybe.
well, that's
But
just
like,
it. Like I mean, gradually over time, people's tastes in maps do change, and a key point of that is transit. Like a lot
The
of
scary
people.
thing is they
it's
might
transit.
remaster Mob of the Dead, and then no one's gonna be playing Blood anymore.
It's because it doesn't play the same. Honestly,
That's the downside.
Line of the Dead is I've been a massive fan of Mob of the Dead for a long time, but I have absolutely zero desire to play Blood of the Dead just because of its tediousness. There's no flow to the map like Mob had. I miss like the thrill of building the plane and then flying to the Golden Gate Bridge. That's not in the map anymore. They remaster these they remake these maps, and they saying like all of this is better. No, it's not. The only one I can actually see being better is Classified compared to 5, and that's because
Classified is better than 5.
and that's just because
I have way more fun with Classified than I do 5.
Me too, and that's because of one key thing: the teleporters. They show you where you're going.
Oh yeah.
Well,
it's not just
I think it's
Oh, you cut out there, mate. Sorry, guys, it's Discord.
new areas that they added on too, because then it makes it that way there's less just like, oh boy, I get to run in the same one place until I die. Now there's actually like other locations to even go to. But I think like yeah, the problem is there's only so much left for Treyarch to do, and that's the main reason why I've been a big advocate since BO3, basically since before Zombie Chronicles, to be like, I just want the Aether story to be done, because I just want them to move on to the chaos and or just generally new things.
DLC 4. That's it. It's done.
Yeah, and that's a good thing for me. I think that's the right play, to just be like, okay, this is done, and we can do some new shit instead of just lingering on this same thing, because that's one of the parts that I think really got, at least to me, about it's just so overplayed and so like easy that I just got to the point where I was like, I really don't like this game anymore, because I posted a video when the BO4 beta was coming out, and and guess what? I have like 180 downs, but because I have the one that revives you and you keep all your perks, I don't remember which one it is.
Aftertaste.
The perk, Dying Wish.
Yeah, and because I had that, I just kept going down, and then I'd be fine, and just keep
Wait,
doing it.
no, that's Aftertaste. I'm thinking of Aftertaste.
Aftertaste,
but
Aftertaste
way.
is the gobblegum / elixir that when you go down you keep your perks.
Wait, it was just like, yeah, I have like 180 downs. This is a well-balanced, good game. Like, and that's what got to me. It was just like, I'm playing this game and I'm not enjoying myself because it's so goddamn brain dead easy.
I mean, lately,
and I just don't like it.
I gotta say, lately I find myself not using Dying Wish, and I think it's because I'm very much like JC Backfire in the sense that I'm trying to avoid using any crutch perks, and Dying Wish is probably the most crutch perk in Black Ops 4 Zombies. But you look at a one like Victorious Tortoise, that's not so much a crutch perk as it is kind of a helpful asset in a way, depending on what you're doing.
I gotcha.
But I do enjoy, as the modifier, the new perk, Zomshell. That is a fantastic perk. I really like that one.
Oh yeah, that's a really good one. Problem is it's really expensive when it's the modifier.
Oh, 5,500. That's
I feel like because basically isn't that technically just
it's Vulture Raid. It's 100% Vulture Raid.
Yeah, which is cool. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think BO3 was way too easy, and at the point now where they're adding like those different
the one where it's like near death earlier. That's what you were talking about.
Yeah, near death. Yeah. I was talking BO3. I was playing BO3 while I was waiting for BO4's beta.
Okay, now I get it.
But it's just like now, right? Like think about it this way, right? In E4C and ZWC and stuff, for all the different challenges and all the shit that we were doing, And even for, you know, doing world records, we had to ban gobblegums, certain gobblegums, because we all knew they were just so fucking overpowered. And
I'll vacuum.
BO4 started out where a lot of them were the good elixirs were mostly like the ones you get and you can have unlimited uses of. And they were good, but they weren't like insanely broken like fucking half the ones in BO3. But now in BO4, we
Yeah.
had like a new one where it gives you 4 perks that you don't have in your fucking pack. So you basically get fucking perkaholic.
Yeah, but that one's hard to get. I only have one of those
And
so
it's just
far.
that's fair, but you also have 4 different slots for gobblegums, elixirs, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also have the talismans that are like the talismans are all pretty like either they're really shit or they're really fucking good. Like there's
no
there's
media.
one for each perk slot. Yeah, there's one for each perk slot where it's like you can never ever lose this perk. And yeah, you can only put on 1 talisman. Fucking nutty, man.
It really shows like all of the
Issue with Treyarch
like
games is like
whether it's a perk or a gobblegum or an elixir, you really get to see just what ones the crutch ones are. For example, E for C, you take for instance, the gobblegum's banned, perkaholic, power vacuum, raindrops, round robin, near death experience, and self medication. All of those are pretty much the crutch gobblegums in Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
they were
And
overpowered.
yeah, and then we all like the entire community was just in a huge outcry and uproar because of the fact that Treyarch took away all of our crutch perks. No more Juggernog. Then we all basically whined and complained until they gave it back to us. And instead of giving it back to us in a perk, now we just infinitely have perma jug and people are still complaining about it. And it's like,
Yeah,
what do
and
you
then
want?
they give us speed cola whenever we have our modifier.
Yeah, it's pretty much
So
it's pretty much a
realistically-
sense of they want change, they can't accept change. That is literally
and
that is a loop in itself.
Yeah, and the problem, and that's my biggest problem with Treyarch games, is like the balance is just the most horrendous thing I've ever seen in my life, and I don't enjoy playing. Purposely cripple myself just to enjoy the fucking game. You should balance your game better to do it that way. Like, it wouldn't have been an issue. Like, say things like perkaholic and near death and stuff like that. Those wouldn't have been an issue if the game play and like the bosses and all the things that you actually are facing are a lot more powerful, right? Like, consider it this way, right? We got remastered maps that were World at War maps in Zombie Chronicles. How fucking easy are those maps when you pop a perkaholic?
Oh, like honestly, you can
you can
get to
play
around
without
50
fucking
plus.
looking.
Yeah, pretty
you
much.
can play without fucking looking, and that was the problem in BO3. Most of the maps you could play fucking blindfolded and probably still get to any round you wanted because they just didn't fucking balance it for shit. It's the worst fucking balance.
Like the issue, like as much as I liked BO3 and I found it to be a really good zombies experience, like my favorite zombie map of all time is still in BO3. I find myself going back to play that map. But with Zombie Chronicles, you take a map like Nacht when they've added perks and they added the gobblegums, you can now sit in that one tiny little spot by the grenades where everybody used to sit back in World at War with an LMG like facing one way and going like they can pretty much do that now, but with perks and pack-a-punch weapons. You're just like oh look, it's round 40. Oh look, it's round 60. Like it's there.
Exactly.
And you get through the round so quickly because you have the better assets, but it doesn't play the same way.
Exactly. And that's my biggest issue with BO3. Like I enjoyed and loved BO3 when it came out, and it was a good game, and it can be a lot of fun, especially when you're playing with friends and you're doing crazy, stupid, dumb shit. But if you're doing crazy, stupid, dumb shit, any game can be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But like the balancing of BO3 was just so ass. And like I think Zen knows this because Zen and I would play BO3 when it was, still fresh and out. Like, I was dying for Zetsubo to come out because I got so fucking bored of doing DE and just getting the storm bow or getting any of the bows and just being like, cool, I can camp, I can run in the same circle for 3 years, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Mm.
Like, DE is the sole reason I got red hex on every fucking weapon in BO3, because I would do the train up at the I don't
death
remember
ray.
what the fucking trap is. Yeah, up at the death ray, I just run in circles around the activation panel just for days, and I would keep going until I got the red hex for that gun, go to the box or go to the wall buy a new one, do that, just keep going and just keep going. And every time I ran out of ammo, oh damn, guess what? I have the storm bow. Oh no, just shoot it at the ground and I can buy ammo again. It's fine. I only have infinite amount of points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. Right, I realize that Delta's been muted for the majority of this podcast. Is he asleep or is he just?
He's probably asleep.
He probably fell asleep. Yeah.
He was a tired guy, so we'll let him sleep away like a little angel.
Yeah.
Hang on, just gotta get those topics back up. Right, that's what I love about this podcast, man. We kind of like we go off topic while staying on topic at the same time. It's wonderful.
Did you guys see the question I posted in the chat?
I've never played any of the Mortal Kombats, so the big nope from me.
Zen, did you get the newest Mortal Kombat game?
Wait, what happened?
Did you get the newest Mortal Kombat game, MK11?
MK11.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh no, I didn't get Mortal Kombat 11. No, I wish I did.
It's super fun. I've played through the story mode already. I love it. I played it with my girlfriend.
Never really played
She kicked my ass a few times.
Wow, your girlfriend's better too.
It's not as good as like MK10 or MKX, but it is still pretty fun.
Really?
I've seen Reed play a couple of times. He seems to be enjoying it. How do you guys feel? I know, like, we briefly touched upon this earlier on at some point during this podcast. God knows when. Like, just at some point. How do you guys? Actually, I'll start with Zen on this one.
Okay.
Aether storyline coming to an end. Thoughts?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna miss it, but I think it's time, and I think Chaos can really take the torch. And I think it's like I'm one of the people who like semi doesn't want it to come to an end. Like, I love Aether so much, but after Dr. Monty, after all stuff, I do want to see a conclusion.
What, you don't like the tentacles?
Shut the fuck up.
The tentacles.
Not the tentacles. I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
And Lux, I'm like, from your past response, I'm assuming that you're really glad that the storyline's ending.
Well, it's not that I'm glad that it's ending. I'm just like thank you, finally. Like, it's not like a happiness of like, fuck the Aether storyline. I'm just like, this is good, because I'm of the belief that the longer you just keep the same narrative going, the longer you just are adding random nonsense garbage in just to keep it going again.
Yeah.
I don't want it to suffer from the same thing that The Walking Dead has suffered from now, where everyone's like, oh good, they're gonna find a new place to settle down, something's gonna go wrong, they're gonna walk for about a season, and then they're gonna find a new place and they're just gonna repeat that. Like, I don't want it to have that same effect where it's just like, oh, we're gonna have this random new grand scheme happen and the world is going to end, but oh no, we saved it. Like, I don't want to have that. So I'm glad in the sense that I think we are ending it just about at the right time to end it, and I'm very much looking forward to what the future holds for the Chaos. But I also just really want to make it that way, like, whatever they have, they do it properly. So like, don't don't end it as like Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man fight for eternity, but the story's over. But like, it's not really, because you know that they're still fighting or whatever. But you know,
Hang on,
Delta, are you alive?
I'm just
No?
messaging Delta. I like, because him saying no, I'm guessing that he's. I want to say
He's
not happy.
alive, but he's dead on the inside.
That he's not happy that the storyline's ending. It's like, I mean, this. I made a video talking about it, and the Aether storyline has been the thing to start many of us up with zombies, and for it to finally come to a conclusion, I'm glad it is. I like. It is about time that it ended, but the problem you have with this is that you're gonna completely split the community, but that's gonna be the case no matter what happens. Like, you're gonna have the one half that's like, oh, I'm really glad. I'm not so much glad, but I'm happy that Aether is ending, so then I can really dig into the chaos stuff and put a nice bow on it and push that to one side. But then you'll have the other half community is just like, no, I want Aether forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's the problem you have with them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's going to be the hard part for Treyarch, is like, realistically they're probably going to lose some people. It's kind of inevitable, but at the same time, at the end of the day, again, I would much rather them lose a few people now because they're ending the story than lose us all because they keep the same fucking story going for fucking ever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been 300% so close to just be like, I'm done with this whole fucking game because of just some of the decisions and some of the other garbage. Just being like, I don't want to fucking keep doing this. I don't want to keep doing the same old shit every single time. And I get so tired of doing the same
shit. Yeah,
stuff.
that's completely understandable, and but the problem is that is a key thing in zombies, because you are doing the same thing every single game. Yeah, obviously you can spice it up with challenges, like 2-box, 3-2-1, Illuminati. You can do a challenge here and there, and like with Black Ops 4, you can tinkle with the custom mutations and whatnot. But the problem is the game still plays out the same way unless you physically change your path, where you play it, and what you want to do. Then you are going to be stuck in the same rota every single time you play the game, the map, no matter what comes in your way.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the downside, which is why why I ended up being such a, and still am a huge advocate of World War II, is because I felt like it was a different type of thing. And the other thing that I want to say about the Aether is that, like what you were saying, Lobster, is like the Aether started most of us, if not all of us, on this path of loving this game and loving this mode. And for me, the thing that I loved when I started back in World at War was the fact that it was really grounded in its own history of like alternate history versions of and shit like that during the Second World War. It was so good. And that was a comment that I made, I think, to Reed and a few other people before too. Is like, I felt that World War II Nazi zombies
Sorry, give me a second, guys. But carry on, though.
I think that World War II Nazi zombies did what early Treyarch zombies did, but did it better because they stayed focused. Because in World at War and Black Ops 1, it was all this like using that era and the things that were going on in that era and talking about those in relation to this zombie narrative.
Right.
And that is exactly what World War II did, is they stuck to that same time period. They didn't change the time period. They didn't go in the future or go way back into the past. They stayed and they were like, what if the Nazis did this? And this line, but the one that we see in game just branches off, which is what I loved. And that was what early World at War and Black Ops 1 did. But then when we got to BO2 and BO3, that just kind of all flew out the door, which is why I much preferred World War II, because it stayed within its own thing. Like Cameron Dayton said it, he was like, this is all in the same book, and these are just different chapters of the same book. Whereas Treyarch Zombies went from BO or World at War and BO1 being one book, and it felt like BO2 and BO3 were a completely different book, like made by a completely different author, being like, hey, these are secretly connected, even though they're not, like, at all. And I'm not even talking just Jason Blundell versus Jimmy Z. I think Jimmy Z's stuff in BO2 also felt like it was in a different book entirely.
Yeah, because that stuff was that was a different crew. It's the Victor's crew.
Well, it's not even about the crew for me. It was like literally at the end of Moon, if they would have just ended Moon at like, okay, we blew up the Earth, and didn't have to do like the whole soul swap and like carry on with like the Earth is still sort of together but not really, and then we didn't do stuff like the entirety of BO2, or like if we started a brand new story with BO2, I would have been happy. I would never have had an issue, but we didn't.
Yeah.
The thing, a lot of people have been pissed off. Hey, we blew up the Earth. The heroes turned out to be these
Monsters.
people who fucked up. That would have pissed a lot of people off when you think
Yeah,
about
but
it.
I think that would have been a really good logical closing point, because of the fact that realistically Richtofen knew from the beginning that he was going to try and take over, and then Maxis blowing up the Earth is like the trying to stop him from having control over an entire planet is a good thing. And then if they would have just ended it there, would have been good. But no, we got Maxis and his stupid fucking laugh being like, this was all a part of my plan that you never knew about. Ha ha! Fooled you.
Yeah,
It's like,
maybe they took out the Maxis laughing and then like him
why?
saying sorry it had to be done. Maybe then I would have gone with it, like ending there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Actually, Jimmy Zielinski,
exactly.
not Jimmy Zielinski, whoever, you know what I mean. Like whoever, I suck with the names, but whoever made Black Ops 2 Zombies.
That was both
Jimmy
Jimmy
Z and
Zielinski and Jason Blundell.
Oh, so it was Jimmy
Yeah.
Zielinski. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about then. But yeah,
It was Jimmy
his
Z.
original idea for Black Ops 2 was they were gonna make two versions of Transit. One version was gonna be if you did the Moon Easter egg. The other version was gonna be if you didn't. So like,
Yeah.
it was gonna be destroyed and everything if you did the Moon Easter egg, and it wasn't gonna be destroyed if you did.
Yeah.
And that would have
Well-
been really cool, and it would have been like two parallel timelines.
So let me ask you guys this, because this is a good thing related to Transit too. Is if so, obviously we're highly likely to get a Zombie Chronicles 2, and the likelihood that they're just going to skip Transit is not likely. Do you think that there's a possibility for Treyarch to now more or less save Transit or redo Transit in a way that
They're gonna add
actually
the
makes
horse.
it good?
They're gonna add the horse.
The Transit
Bust Route
horse.
B! But do you think that they
Buzz
can
Route
actually
be confirmed, people, but it's gonna be a horse.
Yeah. But do you guys think there's actually a way for them to make Transit in the remaster that, or the remake or whatever they want to term it as? Do you think there's a way for them to make it a Transit that people
Better?
actually will like and want to play?
Yeah,
I think
There's
so.
if you remove the fog and make the bus and have a TED boss fight.
there's if I'm being strictly honest with this, there's really only one way they can do it to win the community over. That's do a transit before the missiles hit.
Ugh.
That's the only way I can see them doing it. Like no fog, no denizens. You are able to call the bus whenever you want. They're still going to have kind of the same locations, but they're going to be kind of intact. Like no flames or anywhere, no lava, but it's going to be.
Or you can
Like-
turn that on and off so you can play both versions.
That's
If you
not
want to
bad
go
idea.
back and play the original Transit, just turn it on.
Yeah, I think we touched on this before in Lux Crew, or we might have done it in Zom Squad, I don't remember, but I like the idea of like, because if you ever played original Nuketown Zombies in BO2, you could always hear the transit bus
Yeah.
in the backyard of the yellow house. because everyone was always talking when BO4 was first coming out, and we were talking about DLC leaks and stuff. Everyone was saying, well, Nuketown Zombies is going to come in. I like the idea of like what you were saying, Lobster, where everything is still sort of intact, and maybe Nuketown is actually still in Transit's area, but we never. Obviously, it wasn't in original Transit, but like in the remaster, they can be like, okay, you got Nuketown as an area that you can go to, and it's not far off. So maybe where Noct was in original Transit, they just put Nuketown.
Or they put
And
it
then you
in the
can
background
do-
as an Easter egg.
Yeah, exactly. So that way you can do Nuketown there, maybe in Mutations or something, or like a separate survival map or something, and then you still have a Transit that is there, and they're like interconnected within the narratives and stuff too.
Yeah.
And I would also love to see if they did do any sort of Nuketown or Transit. Make them link up, but don't make them link up over like on ground level. Give us the bunkers. Give us the bunkers that we see in Blackout, and make them go to Transit.
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
What about you, Zen? What did you think about a Transit remake or / remaster?
Honestly, as long as they don't do Die-Rise, I am happy.
Oh, they're gonna do Die-Rise. Real.
Die-Rise is the worst map ever created by man.
No,
And
good.
And yes, I am considering Burger Town as an option for that category.
Exo Zombies is the best zombies there's ever been, and you shut your
I love
mouth.
Exo Zombies. I just hate Burger Town.
Yeah, like Burger Town was a poor map. It really was.
Burger
Exo
Town.
Zombies is the best zombies.
Infection is a mess.
What?
Infection is a mess.
Dude, you kidding me? Exo Zombies was great. I just hated Burger Town.
No, yeah, it was good, but man, that was
Make zombies Exo again.
Make zombies not zombies.
Hey guys, I actually gotta go. So,
Oof.
Oof, indeed. Lobster, you're muted, by the way.
What?
Lobster's muted.
Oh shit.
It's fine.
Oh, he's talking to his parents, bro.
Yeah, I talked to my mom, so I gotta bring groceries.
Alright, sorry about that. Speaking to my brother.
Alright, then.
He's messing up all the boxes.
Zen's gotta go, boys.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Oh, big sad. Alright. Have fun, Zen.
Alright, I'll see
Bye,
you guys
Zen.
later.
Catch
Thank
you
you
later,
guys
Zen.
for watching me. Continue the podcast without me. Bye bye, peoples. Check out ItsZenithal.
But yeah, so Lobster, have you played the new Gauntlet yet?
I have actually. I played it on stream. I got to the one where you have to rebuild the barriers.
Okay.
And I gave up.
Hey,
where'd you get to?
It was challenge 4, and I gave up. Like,
I realized that we don't watch Lobster stream all the time.
Like what? Very funny, Delta. Very funny, guys. But
Well, I mean,
like round 1 was fine. Getting to the artifact, no problem with that at all. The second one was oh no, I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
I can't remember what the second
I
one was.
just remember that the challenges are really, really fucking odd. And I know there's one where it's like you can only shoot or like kill things while jumping, and I was like, but why?
Yeah,
like,
that's a little odd.
Yeah, I don't
mean,
know. Some of these are just like, why?
The pool one, where you have to shoot the balls down down the holes in number order.
Oh, that's a challenge?
I spent about 5 minutes trying to figure out what it meant until someone in my chat had to tell me, "Oh, you have to shoot the balls down the holes," and I was like,
"Play pool with guns."
Who was smoking some fucking crack that came up with this idea?
Dude, that's a real fucking challenge. It's like round 4 or 5.
Guys, that's an actual Easter egg.
No, it's not an Easter egg. It's a challenge.
No, it is. No, it's an Easter egg in game.
Is it?
Like in the actual map itself, yes.
I did not know that. I did not know
it's
that
a
at
round
all.
1 thing where you can get like silver bullets and stuff.
I don't think
like
you get super bullets.
Elixir. You can get a free elixir.
Oh, yeah,
and you have
but
to
that's
face the secret room too.
Well, I know when you complete it, or when I did it anyway. When I put the last ball in, a free bonus points came out.
Yeah,
So
that's what happened when I did it too. It was just, you just
yeah.
got a bunch of bonus points, and I was like, cool. But
And-
again, I was just like, why? Why is this a challenge in this fucking map? I was expecting some sort of cool, challenging shit, which is
Like-
another reason why I was like, I wasn't a huge fan of the Gauntlet introduction, because I was like, I like the idea when they announced it, where they're like, hey, every round's gonna be a challenge round, and I was like, cool, it's the tortured path, but on steroids. But then the challenges are really fucking stupid, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking play this.
The only
The challenges
gauntlet
aren't aggressive.
I've ever completed is 9. I got to the Voyage of Despair when I got to the Stoker Onslaught, got like fucked over, literally fucked over. The Blood of the Dead one, we all died on the reverse control challenge, so I'm like, nope, that's that. Classified, I think we got to like, we were in the gold section, but then we completely fucked up on one step, and that was that. Dead of the Night is something else.
Yeah.
I don't like the map anyway. This gauntlet where you have to get the steak knife, you have to get the silver bullets, you have to build Alice's Foley.
How do you get the silver bullets?
You have to find metal
you
here
get
and then
all the
melt
parts.
it.
Yeah, you gotta find all the metal parts. You take them to one crafting table, melt it down to silver. Then you gotta find the other parts.
It's stupid.
The
That
silver
kinda
bullets. The first
sucks.
time is free, and then every other time after that is a pack of punch amounts. I really liked Dead of the Night as a map. I thought it was cool. It was interesting. It is really campy, but at the same time, kind of cool.
How can you
That
camp with the
gauntlet was-
Nosferatus and the werewolves?
No. I mean campy in the sense of like campy atmosphere.
Oh,
Because it's like in the intro when you hear the wolf at the end, I was like, oh yeah, I didn't expect that at all from horror.
Okay, one thing I didn't like was that what I don't like about Gauntlet is that there's no quotes, character quotes. I hate that.
There's no like character quotes, you mean?
yeah, but it's like, what can they say? They're a celebrity cast in one map. What can they say?
Right,
it's
exactly.
stupid.
It's basically just you get the normal quotes that would be playing during the normal rounds, I think.
Like
and stuff.
even Call of the Dead.
No, you don't
like,
get normal quotes at all. I just switched around too, and there was nothing.
Are you playing it solo or?
I mean, just
Solo. On Gauntlet
no
mode.
well, you're on your own. No wonder there's no quotes.
No, there's-
Even in solo they talk to themselves.
Yeah, they would.
Oh, right, yeah. God, do I even play zombies?
They have subtitles on and everything too.
Yeah, I have subtitles on.
Maybe it
Okay,
was
then I have
maybe
no
it's a
idea.
glitch.
Because yeah, usually if you can't hear quotes, it might just be that they're like you have the audio turned off or like something. I don't know. But
boy,
I did.
the pool
I had
party.
audio.
Pool
Yeah,
party
that's the one.
Pool
Wait,
pop-
do I
Yeah,
have to
you
sing
go to
them
the
in
fucking pool
order?
table. and you have-
in order?
No. It does say in order. I didn't do them in order, and I passed it. So I don't know.
Oh, so you just got to shoot them down. Oh my god.
I don't know. Delta's saying
I
it's in order, but I didn't do it in
That's
order.
what
and
I
the
it's
spent-
actual
fine.
Easter
I
egg is.
spent
You wanna
about
open up
10
a secret room.
If you're saying I don't have to do it in order, I spent about 10 minutes going like this. What does that number say? It's 8. I'm going to shoot that one. That's pretty much what I was doing.
But so okay, that's the thoughts on the gauntlet. What
Yeah.
else have we got? That was quick.
That was fucking too quick. It was stupid though.
This Gauntlet's alright.
Well, actually, I've got to
Oh,
go
I
soon.
failed to sink all the billiard balls. Alright, nice game.
We'll save a couple of these topics for the next episode. But I think we'll end it off here with COD 2019 predictions. MW4 question mark.
What about Avengers?
Well, I think I'll probably leave that to the next episode because I've got to go soon. So
Okay.
And I also haven't seen Endgame yet. So
we'll probably say that till maybe when you've seen it, Lux. We'll have a good discussion about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, MW4 obviously is the main leak / rumor that's been going around, especially from an ex Infinity Ward developer. He's kind of teased it a little bit. But do you guys think it could be any other game, perhaps?
No.
Infinite Warfare 2, boys. No.
Boo.
The likelihood is that it'll probably be MDubs 4, or it'll be a new IP entirely that they try, but
No, it's
it'll probably be.
MW4 from like what we've heard.
Nobody's confirmed anything though. There's no confirmation about anything. They're just leaks. There's just leaks.
No, there's
So
players who've been invited out.
yeah, but again, that's just them leaking and saying that. We don't have any proof. Nobody has any proof of anything.
It's just it. It's all rumors. But then again, at this stage,
Yeah.
it's gonna be until we get an official announcement from Activision and Infinity Ward. We're always going to be on the speculation it's going to be MW4, or if it's going to be any other game. I highly doubt it's going to be IW2.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Purely because of the fact that Lee Ross moving the Treyarch, they're not going to do zombies. He's only one that, like, out of all of the Call of Duty games, the only ones that don't have zombies is the MW series, and so.
Well, Ghost didn't either, but Ghost had
Extinction. It was a kind of type thing.
Yeah, but well, and to be fair, Modern Warfare 2 or 3 had the specialists or whatever, not like specialists from BO3, but like a different co-op mode, and I don't remember what it was called, special something. But no, the likelihood I would say it's probably like 80-20 that it's going to be fucking Modern Warfare 4 in favor of it being Modern Warfare 4. But the other 20 I would say is maybe either Ghosts 2 or a completely new IP. And the likelihood, again, I'd say it's most likely going to be Modern Warfare 4. The thing that I have an issue with though is like, what the fuck are they going to do for the story? Like, first of all, wouldn't it be hilarious if this Call of Duty was nothing but campaign?
Okay.
Just BO4 has no campaign, and this one just has nothing but. I'd find that hilarious. There's no way they're gonna do that. It's Call of Duty.
Like, are you serious? Bored silly?
Yeah, that's the challenge I got to and just quit. Anyway.
The challenge sucks because you have to keep every board on the map in place.
Until the end of the round, yeah.
At
the end of the round, all the boards need to be up. Anyway.
This is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm hopeful for MW4
and
because
I just want to know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I'm hopeful for MW4 purely because it's the most likely option, and to be honest, I'm glad they're not doing zombies in this one because we need a break from zombies.
Yeah.
You know? But I want them to have a campaign because I do miss playing the campaigns. Multiplayer's got to be decent enough. It's got to be balanced enough, because otherwise nobody's going to play it. And whatever the third game mode is going to be, the co-op mode.
Yeah.
It's obviously it's not going to top zombies, but I'm hoping there's something that's going to be fun.
Do you think they're going to either bring Blackout or do a new battle royale though? For COD 2019?
Nope. I do not. I think Blackout is going to remain the only COD Blackout. The only COD Battle Royale.
Yeah, and you think they'll just keep updating it throughout the years?
I can see, like kind of like a Fortnite type situation. I can see it happening.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I hate this gauntlet. This gauntlet is terrible.
That's what we were saying, dude.
Yeah, no, this gauntlet is garbage. Seriously.
I think Modern Warfare 4 is the most likely. I just want to know what they're going to do with the campaign, because the Modern Warfare trilogy had a good campaign, 3 campaigns that actually closed its own story, closed its own narrative. And even when they did Modern Warfare Remastered and they added that little Easter egg to like change history before it happened, that still doesn't make it so that way there's a new floodgate for Modern Warfare 4 to happen. So I'm curious to see what it's going to be, but it'll probably be something. I just want to know what, because I have not a fucking clue what it will be.
Well, I think it's Ghost coming back. Honestly.
I'm not. I hated Ghost.
How dare you?
It was terrible. It was terrible.
No, I mean Ghost. Ghost, like MW2 guy.
Oh, Ghost. Oh, I thought you were talking about
Ghost is a good game. I like that game a lot.
Oh, okay, matter of personal preference. Okay? Like
That's true.
I was never a fan of the multiplayer. The campaign was okay, like, but I think that's just because the only reason I like the campaign is that every campaign after Ghosts was a really big flop. It just didn't. It was just like terrible storytelling. The characters did not feel like much at all. Quite frankly, it's like, what can you do next for a campaign? Like, how are you going to be able to continue the MW story if you are going to do an MW4? Or are you going to start a brand new trilogy, kind of like a Star Wars type scenario, where you're going to have MW4, 5, and 6, while they may be sequels to the original Modern Warfare trilogy, they're going to be their own story. That's kind of that's the only way I can see them doing it.
Okay, I've determined that this gauntlet is actually the worst gauntlet I've ever seen. This gauntlet is trash. Straight trash. Look, Treyarch, I love everything, a lot of the stuff that you put out. Your games and stuff, phenomenal. I love what you did with Black Ops 4. Look, against what a lot of people think, I love that game. I love this game to death. But this gauntlet is disgraceful. How dare you put a challenge where you have to do 8 balls and get a steak knife on like round 13 even. Also pool balls. What is this? What is this challenge? And also build boards up on windows. That is a challenge. Fuck's sake. Don't.
It's one of the worst put together gauntlets in as far as I'm concerned.
It just seems like they came up. They didn't have many ideas of like. It's not a terrible gauntlet by design, but and it's actually kind of unique in that sense. But it would suit better if it was randomized challenges like that, like the pool ball challenges, like near the end somehow. I think it would work better like that, but it's not. It's like pretty bad.
I mean, like, I'm happy with the update. Oh, Lux is gone. Oh no, he's back. There he is.
Yeah, I'm happy with Modern Warfare 4 being the next game. I just hope that they do it right, and I just want them. I'm again, I agree with you. I'm happy if they don't do zombies. I don't know. I would say if they don't do a battle royale in COD 2019, do an update to Blackout where they add Modern Warfare characters or not IW, like Infinity Ward characters.
Mm-hmm.
So each year, as we go into Infinity Ward's year, if they don't do a battle royale, add Infinity Ward characters to Blackout. When we get into Sledgehammer's year next year, if they don't do a battle royale, add Sledgehammer characters to the battle royale, because then at least, again, and it's a lot easier for them because they're all just Call of Duty and Activision, so they don't need to worry as much about the licensing. So I would say that would be my wish, is if they don't do it, just add them in. I just want them to do a good game. That's all I care about, because I was never really much for buying Call of Duty every single year that it came out. Like, I played all the Modern Warfare games, but I don't own them currently, and I haven't owned them myself except for MWR. But around BO3, I bought BO3. I bought Infinite Warfare with MWR. I bought World War II, and then I bought BO4. So now I'm starting to get into the yearly thing. So
yeah, okay.
When MW4 comes out, I'm probably gonna buy it, and I just want it to be good. I don't really care.
Yeah, I think that's the case with a lot of us. That's what the jury of us
want.
Yeah,
I'm probably done after this game.
That was on a massive rampage of, this is the worst gauntlet ever.
I'm quitting after this.
You got further than me, man. I quit when I saw the challenge of keep all the fucking boards up. I was like, nope,
I'm done.
That's not happening.
That's where I ended it as well.
I feel like I'm not gonna-
But I think we're going to wrap up the podcast there, actually, because I've really
Yeah,
I've got busy.
I'm happy with that.
Thank you everybody who's going to tune in, watch the video. Please let us know any feedback. We hope to be back with another great episode of Insurgency Entertainment. I've been MadLobster17, Lux, Delta, and goodbye to Zenithal as well. But we'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.